And the Socialist Party also has often said that democracy cannot be suspended for convenience. And that's what it is. You are suspending democratic activities, the democratic principles for convenience. If the ruling party fears the people's judgment, then they should govern better, not change the rules, because that's what they are doing. They fear the verdict of the people, and they are bending the rules now. Every constituency deserves representation at all times. This is the basic democratic principles. So the bill, in actual fact, exposes how fragile the legitimacy of the UPND government is. A government confident in its support does not need to manipulate electoral rules. A government afraid of the people resorts to constitutional tricks. We must show them that no amount of legal manipulation can suppress the will of the people. Bill 7 is not over. It has not been assented to. There have to be a number of things to be done for it to become law and to be operationalized. We still have space as Zambians to fight against it.
Now, civil society and church bodies, scholars, and the Oasis Forum have raised concerns that Bill 7 represents what they call democratic backsliding and concentration of executive power. The bill passed despite a walkout by some Patriotic Front lawmakers and widespread public concern. Now, looking at the broader pattern from the rushed parliamentary process to the content of the amendments themselves, what does this tell us about the current state of democratic institutions in Zambia? Are we witnessing what some analysts have called a shift towards constitutional authoritarianism?
Yeah, well, so the word backsliding and the constitutional authoritarianism, actually, they are befitting. They are the appropriate words to use. And we have seen it also in our history, African history, and also globally. We have seen it before where a government elected democratically begins to dismantle the democratic institutions in power. They don't abolish the elections, but they make elections meaningless. They don't abolish parliament, but they turn parliament into a rubber stamp. They don't abolish the constitution, they amend it to concentrate power in their hands. That's what they do. This is the path indeed to authoritarianism. And Bill 7 is a major step towards that path. If you look at the pattern, there was rushed legislation. They ignored court rulings. They silenced the opposition. They expanded the executive powers, weakened local government. They removed the term limits. Each step seems small, but together it represents a fundamental shift in the democratic reference points of this country. So as a Socialist Party, again, we have warned that if Bill 7 goes through, is implemented, a lot of worse things are going to follow. And it's not just about the expanded parliament, the removing of elections. Tomorrow it's going to be the extended presidential terms or weakening even the constitutional court. And once you establish the executive can override constitutional principles, there's no limit to what they can do. And we have seen this over and over the past 4 years. And Zambians can still have hope in terms of their power to resist. Zambians removed KK and the one-party state. Zambians removed President Chiluba when he tried to extend his term. And Zambians removed President Lungu in 2021 when they thought his government had failed. So the spirit of resistance lives in us. It lives in the Zambians. And Bill 7 may have passed Parliament, but the struggle is far from over. So democratic backsliding is not inevitable. It only succeeds when the people accept it. So the Socialist Party calls on every Zambian, do not accept this. This is not the end of the road. Organize yourselves in your communities, educate yourselves about Bill 7, build people's committees to defend democracy. The fight must continue.
Now, there are some reports that ahead of the Bill 7 vote, some MPs faced threats from church and traditional leaders, while others allege inducements were offered to secure votes. The fact that 135 MPs voted yes, with none voting against or abstaining in Parliament, in a parliament with significant opposition representation, has raised questions about the integrity of the process. What does the Socialist Party make of these allegations, and what do they reveal about power dynamics between the executive and legislature in Zambia today?
So it's actually a calamity for this country. It's a disaster for this country. The fact that you have 135 members of parliament voting yes and 0 voted no tells you everything. It's a disaster. In a parliament with 55 PF MPs, 10 independents and others, not a single dissenting vote was recorded in the third reading. Not even one abstention. This is not democracy. This is theater. This is drama. This is fake. We have heard reports of MPs being threatened by traditional leaders, church leaders. We have heard allegations of financial inducements. We have heard stories of MPs being promised positions, contracts, and protection. We can't verify these allegations, but a vote of 135 to 0 on the most controversial bill in recent history, something is definitely very, very wrong. This exposes also the true character of our parliament. It has become a marketplace, a true marketplace where votes are traded. It has become a club where loyalty to power trumps principle. How many of those 135 MPs actually believed Bill 7 was good for Zambia? How many voted out of conviction versus fear or greed? And we call them honorable. The word honorable should carry weight. Honorable should be about principles. But what we saw is a bunch of people that have betrayed the Zambian masses. And it's not just about the individual MPs. This is about a system where parliament depends on executive for everything. For constituents funds, for appointments, for protection. When MPs are economically dependent on the president, they cannot check presidential power. And this is where the Socialist Party has many times advocated for complete separation of power and public financing of parliament. The Zambian people must understand you cannot have democracy when MPs are more accountable to State House than to you. Real democratic reform means changing this entire structure. Until then, we'll keep seeing these charades where Parliament unanimously approves whatever the executive wants. We must build alternative power from below, people's committees, trade unions, community organizations. This is where real accountability lies, in organized people power, not in compromised institutions. And for now, our parliament is compromised. I've been reading about some of our MPs standing up and saying they are heroes. They are heroes because they resisted. You see, in a situation where you are eating some groundnuts, 2, 3 of them are rotten, you will not even taste the good ones. Your mouth becomes bitter. This is collective failure. The entire institution of parliament has been discredited. It has failed us. There are a lot of people who were dancing and celebrating that Bill 7 has passed through. But Zambians are going to pay, not just in economic terms, political terms, I think even morally. Here are people that we call honorable, but they're the most dishonest people that we deal with. It's a bunch of people, corrupt people, and they have shown it when it comes to Bill 7.
Doc, is it completely impossible for Bill to have 100% votes towards it?
Not when it is
in the affirmative.
Not when it is so critical. Not when you have got a court ruling, constitutional court ruling that says this is illegitimate. Not when this country has had constitutional changes, processes for changing that are quite standard, and that was all ignored. The UPND government made huge mistakes. The whole process from day one. Remember, there was a time that they said, oh, there's a draft bill. And people were asking, so where is it? And there were contradictions even amongst the leaders of the UPND as to where that bill was. You had the spokesperson saying one thing and then the Minister of Justice saying another thing. It was a disaster. But that's not how, according to our constitution, changes to a constitution must be undertaken. So it was fraud from the very beginning. And the Constitutional Court had no other way other than to declare it illegitimate. And then what do you do? Come up with 25 people? To do what? To go and collect opinions of people? And then are you going to draft? Because that should be the procedure. They were supposed to draft, but they didn't draft, basically. They used whatever draft they had already. And the question still remains, where did that draft come from? And just on that account, it fails completely. And then there you are, as members of parliament, ignoring all that, being oblivious to the fact that something has drastically gone wrong, and then 135-0. This is nothing other than men that wear and women that wear nice clothes, at times speak very well and articulate, but they are betraying the country. They have betrayed the country. They have let us down. It's not really about winning or not winning. It's about the principles behind it.
Now, I guess a lot of people would have said they expected the UPND MPs to vote yes on the bill. But opposition MPs, many would say they maybe didn't expect that to happen. Can the Zambian populace trust the opposition now? Because there's an issue of trust.
The Zambian populace actually should not trust the MPs.
All of them, or just the opposition?
All
MPs?
of them, because even those in UPND, when things get out of hand that much, your conscience should tell you, this is a red line. I'm not going to tag along with what my party is saying, with what my party is doing. And that happens everywhere, in all the parliamentary systems. And also, the ideal situation is one where, if you are not sure, you get back to your people, the people that voted for you. Get back to them and consult. And ask them, how should I respond to this? Where should I stand? So if you are the MP for Kalabo, or the MP for Chinsari, or the MP for Lundazi, go back to Lundazi, organize meetings word by word, and tell them, explain to them what this bill is all about, and listen to them carefully. You are representing the people. You're not representing yourself. So you can't tell me that all the constituencies in Southern Province, Western Province, Northwestern Province, and the southern part of Central Province, and even those on the Copperbelt Lusaka, where the UPND has got members of parliament, all of them, all the people that you represent, are happy and said Bill 7 must go ahead. So this is again a bunch of men and women who are given mandates by the people, but they are betraying the people that give them the mandate. Bill 7 doesn't mean well for Zambians. It's taking away power from the people of this country. It's about consolidation of power. And also, that's where the issue of corruption comes in. People are saying, well, they were corrupted, and we can't rule it out. We may not have the concrete figures and information, but this stinks of corruption. The whole process from day one to the voting part of it. So you're talking about the MPs from the opposition, that at least they should have voted differently, because many of them were saying we're against it.
They argued against it. So
yes,
the expectation would have been.
I actually don't remember any of those opposition MPs that said, I'm going to vote Bill 7, or my people want me to vote Bill 7. But they went in and did the opposite. That's why people are saying they were corrupted. Our MPs corruptible? Yes, they are. So Zambians must not trust these members of parliament. Come 2026, vote all of them out.
Let's talk about Chama, Doc. The Chawama constituency by-election scheduled for January 15th, 2026 has become a critical political test ahead of the 2026 general elections. The opposition Tonse Alliance and the Socialist Party have decided to field a joint candidate using FDD. This represents a significant moment for opposition unity in Zambia. What is your strategy for the Chawama election? Make sure that you scoop the seat. What strategy are you putting in place?
So it was a catch-22 situation for the Socialist Party because we knew that Chawama is a litmus test. Chawama is about people more or less saying, yes, let's go ahead with the UPND, with Bill 7, and everything else, load shedding, or giving them a yellow card with a red card that's going to come in August 2026. So that's what Chawama is about. And we were making arrangements actually to field in a candidate or several we had several candidates and we're going to choose one. But after consultations, we realized any vote that we would get would automatically split, would be taken away from the other opposition political parties, especially from the Tonse Alliance, the PF, that lost the seat. Tasila Lungu was from the PF, so initially this is a PF seat. And that's what made us decide we go in, we support the PF candidate or the Tonse Alliance candidate in Chawama. It's for the interest of trying to win the Chawama seat. We shouldn't fragment the opposition vote. And we believe also that at the point where we are today, the hour in which we find ourselves today, the UPND must be taught a lesson. And that lesson is slow down, don't be too arrogant. 2026 is near. And Chawama could be one of those clear signs. And it could be some sort of a referendum actually on Bill 7, on load shedding, on the cost of living, and also on all the broken promises. So we did that knowing that as a Socialist Party, our message can also be given, can also be taken to the people of Chawama. So we will not sit back. We will be there with the other opposition political parties. We will talk to the people in Chawama about constitutional democracy and people's rights. We will talk to them about what needs to be done in order to improve the situation in Chawama. And above all, also that this cannot be achieved with the current government, and that must be voted out, and that they have the power. They can send a message to the entire Zambia.
Now, we know that the Chawama seat became vacant after the Speaker declared former MP Tasila Lungu's seat empty due to her prolonged absence following her father, Edgar Lungu's death, a situation the Patriotic Front describes as deeply insensitive given the family was in mourning and facing ongoing court cases. Now, the opposition has explicitly linked the Chawama campaign to resistance against Bill 7, with the Tonse Alliance stating that the UPND government is undermining national unity through its arrogant and undemocratic actions. How does the Socialist Party see the connection between the fight against Bill 7 and the Chawama by-election? Is this election really a referendum on constitutional reform, as you've sort of alluded to?
The timing is not coincidental. The government wants to demonstrate strength. They want to show that despite opposition to Bill 7, despite the public anger, they can still win. They have already pushed Bill 7 in Parliament, and they adopted their candidate. First it was Timothy Katenga, then quickly changed it to Morgan Munda when Katenga was disqualified. So they are pouring resources into Chawama, and they are not doing this just because it must be done. There's more to it. They are desperate about it. They are desperate for victory there. They want to show that in as much as we have bulldozed Bill 7, we are still popular. So they will do everything possible in Chawama to ensure that they win that seat. But what they don't understand also is that Chawama is historically a politically conscious constituency. The people in Chawama understand troubles, the class struggle, and what goes on there. They have lived through economic hardships and multiple governments. They cannot be easily fooled by the last-minute development promises or intimidation. And the Socialist Party sees Chawama as an opportunity also. So to talk about Bill 7 as an illegitimate piece of legislation that must be resisted. We'll talk about load shedding. We'll talk about the cost of living. And we'll talk about the democratic space that is being narrowed and that must be defended. Whether the opposition wins or loses in Chawama, that's another issue. But what matters is using this campaign to educate, to organize, and also mobilize the people that side. Every compound meeting, every door we knock, we have to educate our people. Every conversation that we have to build consciousness and organize our people for the longer struggle. And the struggle is real. Our people are suffering. So we have been denied the rallies, we have been denied the meetings. So this is an opportunity for us actually to get into Chawama and be with the people. Of course, a victory in Chawama could send a very powerful message, but even if we don't win, a strong showing would prove that resistance is alive. And the Socialist Party calls the people of Chawama, the voters in Chawama, show them what you're capable of. Tell the government enough is enough, and that you are giving them that signal of we are fed up.
Now, for many years, Zambia's opposition has been criticized for fragmentation and inability to present a unified front against the ruling party. The Tonsi Alliance and Socialist Party decision to field a single candidate in Chawama appears to be an attempt to address this weakness. However, some critics argue that alliances of convenience, driven by shared opposition rather than shared ideology, rarely produce lasting change. Now, as a socialist party with distinct ideological principles, how do you balance the need for opposition unity with maintaining your party's identity and transformative vision for Zambia? Can a broad opposition truly accommodate parties ranging from the PF to the Socialist Party? Because we know you have a very distinct ideology. Is there any conflict there?
Yep. It's a question actually that we have been asked several times, especially in the recent period. The Socialist Party has always been very clear. We are not just opposition. We are not just opposition. We are revolutionary socialists. Our goal is not just to change who sits in State House, but to fundamentally transform Zambian political economy. We believe Zambia's resources, our copper, our land, our labor, must benefit Zambians, not multinational corporations. We believe, of course, in free education, in universal health care, dignified work for all. We believe in Pan-Africanism and South-South cooperation. These are not just campaign slogans. This is our ideological foundation. So when we talk about opposition unit, we must ask unit for what? If it's just to remove UPND and replace them, let's say with PF or some other party, that changes nothing fundamental, we are not for it. So the same capitalist system, the same oppressive system, the same corrupt system will continue. And the same subservience to Western financial institutions is going to continue. But the truth is we also recognize tactical necessity. Right now, Zambia faces an authoritarian drift under the UPND. Bill 7, if implemented, will entrench a one-party dominance for years. In this moment, building a broad front to resist authoritarianism is necessary, even if that front includes parties we agree with ideologically. So it's about the bigger problem. If we have to deal with the issue of democracy, then we have to go beyond our ideological confines. And that's how we navigate. That's from the strategical point of view, that issue. Our immediate concern is to defend democracy, to oppose Bill 7, resist the IMF austerity, and all the corruption that we see in the country today. But we will always maintain our independent voice and organization. We will always tell the people the solution is not just different leaders, but a different system. We can think of it this way. We can work together on the path towards democracy while being clear that our final destination is the socialist transformation of Zambian society. We don't hide our principles for temporary unity. We organize within the broader movement while building specifically for socialist consciousness and structures. The people of Zambia deserve to know what each party truly stands for. That's why the Socialist Party will always speak clearly about our vision, even as we unite tactically with others against common threats.
All right. Well, if you just tuned in, we have Dr. Cosmas Musumali. He is the first vice president and the secretary general of the Socialist Party. This is the Socialist Hour here on Hot 87.7. My name is Chisha Mwambe. I am your host. Now, Doc, Bill 7 is now law, and the Chama by-election is just weeks away. Looking beyond these immediate battles, what is the Socialist Party's long-term strategy for building a movement capable of defending democratic rights and advancing a progressive alternative for Zambia? How can ordinary Zambians, we're talking about workers, students, informal traders rather, the unemployed, who may feel powerless in the face of parliamentary majorities and constitutional manipulation, organize themselves to resist what you describe as democratic backsliding? What concrete steps should people take, and what role does the Socialist Party see itself playing in this broader struggle?
So the strategy is relatively simple. It's about building people power from below. The power of the people must be built from below. So step one will be to organize our communities. Or if I'm addressing the people out there, please organize your communities. From compound committees, neighborhood watch groups, community forums, meet regularly, discuss the issues affecting you. Don't wait for politicians. Start organizing yourselves. Number two is build workers' organizations in your formal employment. Strengthen your unions. If you're in informal work, marketeers, taxi drivers, street vendors, form cooperatives and associations. Economic organizations are also a political organization. Number three, educate yourselves constantly. And this is one of the problems that we face in Zambia today. Our people are not educating themselves. I'm not talking of getting degrees and all that, but education is about aspects that affect your livelihoods. And Bill 7 does affect you. So it's very important that our people continue to educate themselves. And they can have groups in their compounds, have reading cycles. Use even the Socialist Hour. If you can listen to it and learn a few things from it, that's part of studying. Understand your history. Our people don't understand their history in Zambia. Understand your rights. Knowledge is power. Number four, take direct action. So it's not just about reading and all that. When load shedding destroys your business, organize a peaceful protest. Go to ZESCO and tell them we're fed up. When hospitals have no medicine, please march to the Ministry of Health. When councillors don't deliver, please go and occupy their offices peacefully. Make your demands impossible to ignore by anyone. Number five, build alternative institutions. And the Socialist Party has been working on this. Where are your community gardens, your cooperative shops? Where are your solidarity funds? Don't just demand from government. That's how you build people's solutions. And the Socialist Party will support you in all this. We will provide political education materials. We will send organizers to to help you establish your structures. We will use our platforms to amplify your struggles. We will connect local fights to national campaigns. We have national campaigns in literacy, in health, in communication. We have other areas that we deal with. And we will connect you, if need be, to all this. It's not easy. They may even call us troublemakers. They will try to divide us. They will bring in the police to intimidate us. This is why we must be disciplined, organized, and united. But again, to be very specific, this week you can get started. Find 5 neighbors and discuss Bill 7. Just 5 neighbors that are near you. And bring your ideas together. You may differ, but 5 neighbors, discuss Bill 7. Explain what it means. Don't assume people know. Number 2, maybe this month, after the week, form a community committee in your area. Even if it's just for 10 people, meet weekly and talk about issues that concern yourselves. And before 2026, connect your local committee to others. Build a network. Coordinate action. So, programs like this, once you are listening, record it if possible. Counter propaganda. Check facts. And what we are telling you here, if you doubt it, check the facts. And it's important that you do that. The government has a parliament. They have police. They have money. But we have something more powerful. We as the people. You as the people. But you are only powerful if you organize. And if you organize, you become unstoppable. And this is also what the history of Zambia tells us. When Kenneth Kaunda was resisting change, people of Zambia organized. It was the workers, the students, the citizens. They marched and they demanded change. That same power exists today, and we must reactivate it. So don't wait for 2026. The Socialist Party is not going to wait for 2026. We are not asking you to put faith in politicians. We are asking you to organize yourselves, to build your power, to take your future into your hands. When enough of us do this, no bill, no parliament, no president can stop us. Of course, we would be happy if you joined us, if you joined the Socialist Party. We have offices across the country. You can attend our meetings. You can read our materials. But again, most importantly, organize where you are. The revolution will not be delivered by parliament. It will be built by the people. You are the people that will deliver it.
As we come to a close, any final remarks?
To thank Zambians that continue fighting under very, very difficult situations. The comrades in the trade unions that try to do some bit of work, sensitizing workers on Bill 7 and the implications, the churches that have done their work, different organizations that participated, the leaders in Oasis, political parties that came up and tried to stand for a better Zambia. So we say thank you to you. Continue the struggle. And for those on the other side, those that were celebrating the win, all I can say to them is that history teaches us to be humble. History teaches us a win that is not anchored on principles will soon or later evaporate. You have made decisions, you have celebrated those decisions, but time is coming and history will not absolve you in this particular stand. You still have the opportunity to redeem yourselves.
Doc, I'd like to thank you so much for coming through today.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, this has been the Socialist Hour here on Hot 87.7. The show is brought to you by the Socialist Party. Today, I've been speaking to Dr. Cosmas Musumari, who is the first vice president and the Secretary General of the Socialist Party. This show comes to you every Wednesday from 9 hours. Make sure that you tune in next week. Thank you very much for listening, and stay tuned to Hot 87.7.
The views expressed on the Socialist Hour are those of the Socialist Party and its guests, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Hot FM or its affiliates. Thanks for tuning into the Socialist Hour on Hot FM. Stay informed, stay engaged. Tune in next Wednesday at 9 hours for more lively debates and inspiring ideas. Let's build a better world together. Compliments of the season to you and your family from Hot FM.
Explore the world with us. Welcome to Safe Travel, your travel management company. Join us for exclusive Zambia's local tours exploring the breathtaking beauty of the national parks, beaches, waterfalls, and cultural heritage. Our international services will whisk you away to the city lights of Cape Town, the romantic streets of Paris, the dunes of Dubai, the waves of Zanzibar, and much more. From personalized itineraries to hassle-free bookings, our 24-hour travel consultants are here to make your journey seamless and spectacular. Perfect for corporate, solo travelers, families, honeymooners, and everyone in between. Don't wait. Call us on 0211-291-024, 0967-252-514. Visit us at plot number 28, Kwaja Road, Olympia, Lusaka, to start planning your adventure today. Safe Travel, making your travel dreams a reality.
Having Paratus Home Internet as part of your home setup comes with a lot of perks, like endless compliments from your wife.
So reliable, so secure, such a great provider.
Oh, thank you so much, baby.
I was talking about Paratus Home Internet, baby.
You see? From free compliments, a happy wife, and a robust home internet line, you get it all with Zambia's most reliable unlimited home internet.
Paratus, let's get it. Terms and conditions apply.
Every great brand has a story, but behind every success, there's a team that keeps things running quietly, smoothly, and efficiently. Right there is where we come in. At Hash Solutions Limited, we handle customer service, back office operations, software development, annotations, ESG services, and finance and accounting so you can focus on growing your business. Whether scaling up or managing seasonal demand, our flexible outsourcing solutions fit businesses of any size. We help you operate smarter, save costs, and deliver quality. Call us now at +260 976 871 617 or email support@hashbposervices.com or visit our website at www.hashbposervices.com. Hash Solutions Limited, bringing calm efficiency.
Celebrate Christmas in style at Wells Hotel Supreme. Join